Alright, Shalom. Alright, this is Iron Barn Yasha Allah, right back at you with another lesson. Alright, before I get started, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the Akim Ma'at from the children around the four corners of the earth. Again, this is another lesson going into the Motb, alright, which is the C-Hip, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Okay, and also you see in the video, okay, they're trying to make this thing mandatory, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to implement it, okay, for the new world currency. Okay, and I want to go ahead and go into a couple precepts, all right, before I get started. You know what I'm saying? This is book of Revelation. Let me go into this chapter right quick. This is the book of Revelation, all right. The book of Revelation. I'm gonna start at verse 12, right? It says, and he exercised of all the power of the earth, and he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Verse 14, and deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell upon the earth that they should make an image to the beast. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because Shaitan, right, is going to create, all right, something for you to bow down to, okay? And that's going to be that Motb, okay? It says, which had the wound by a sword and did live, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? Because if you don't receive this C-help, right, it's M-A-R-K, all right, they're going to try to put you in these concentration camps, these FEMA camps, all right, or they're going to try to gun you down, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why it's going to be great tribulation coming, the hour of temptation, the time of Jacob's trouble, okay? A time like no other, you know what I'm saying? It says, and he causeth all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right? And if we look at the word mark in Greek, right, it means to insert, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? It means charagma, okay? It says in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? So we just seen a Neuralink, all right, with Elon Musk, okay, a micro, C-hub in your brain, okay? That's Neuralink, okay? And then you got the incision that's going to be injected inside of your hand, okay? Between the index finger and the thumb, okay? It says, and he causeth all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might bar or sell, saith he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That represents 666, okay, which is the mark of Shaitan, okay? Because he said that we're not going to be able to buy and sell, okay? Without this, you're not going to be able to buy or sell anything, okay? Everything about you is going to be on this C-hip, on this actual grain of rice, okay? You know what I'm saying? So let's bring it out real quick, okay? The word Greek, right? The word Shalaki, the word mark, right? Mark in Greek, right? Definition, right? It says, the word mark can be represented by several terms depending on the context, but charagma, right, is used to describe an imprint or stamp, often associated with the official seals or the Motb, you see, in the book of Revelation. Another term is stigma, can refer to a mark of disgrace or branding. Additionally, the name mark itself is translated as Marcos, Greek, and is derived from the Latin name Marcus. Right? The term found in Revelation 13:16, charagma, refers to an imprint, stamp, or mark, particularly one that serves as a badge or official seal. It is used to describe the Motb in Revelation, signifying a spiritual or moral condition rather than a literal mark. Right? Stigma also meaning mark. Stigma often carries the connotation of a mark of shame or disgrace, right? Yeah, and it is going to be a shame or disgrace for you to receive it, okay? Because if you take it, Most High is going to destroy you, man, okay? That's what it is, man, okay? So we go back into the book of Revelation, right? Because if you receive that chip, you're going to be destroyed, man, okay? Let me see if I can find precept real quick, right? You know what I'm saying? Not 18 Shalaki. Right? Because the Most High is going to destroy those who take that mark. Okay? Anybody who get that mark is going to receive judgment. Okay? All right, this is Revelation 19, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, and I saw an angel standing under the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, okay, which is Yahweh, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all, both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army, right? Because, all right, Esau, all right, they're going to try to go against the Most High and his holy angels, man, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like that movie Independence Day, man, okay? When they was flying around in those warships, okay, they're going to try to, like, they're going to try to, like, shoot at the angels, but, the so-called UFOs, which is really our foes, because we identify with the flying objects because they are the chariots of the Lord. All right, they're going to be zooming, zapping. They're going to be, moving like the speed of light, and they're going to be moving all fast, dodging their bullets and stuff. They ain't going to be able to handle those type of extraterrestrial, from another world type of, individuals, man. Okay, because those are our ancestors. Those are the ones that's going to be given the power to destroy, all right, Esau and his military. And right along with the 2/3, okay, and the rest of the world that doesn't take heed to what's coming, man, okay, you're gonna be destroyed in the lake of fire, man, which is gonna happen through thermonuclear war, man, okay, through World War III. All right, it says, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on a horse and against his army, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark. You see, which he deceived them that received the mark, you see, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone, and the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse. You see, so those who take the Motb, right, going to be thrown in the fire, and those who be rebellious and don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments or repent, all right, and turn back to the true power, they're gonna be slain. Okay, 1/3 of mankind shall be slain upon the earth, man. It says, and the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse. Okay, which sword proceedeth out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. You see, so there you have it, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is coming back to bring that judgment, man. Okay. Because the end of this world is the beginning of our world, man. As it states in the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to be the wars of all wars, man. Okay. But these things must come to pass, man. Think not that these things, you know what I'm saying, are not coming, because they are, man. Okay. This is 2 Ezra's, and I'm going to start at verse 7. Right? No, Shalaki, I'm going to verse 6. It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and by none, Shalaki, and through none other, by me also, they shall be ended. Right? Talking about the creations of the world, man. The things that the Lord created, he get ready to destroy, man. Okay, it says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right? So guess what? The end of the world, it starts with sleazy E. Okay, you so-called Edomites, man. All right, Idumea, man. Okay, you white people, man. So-called white people, man. Y'all gonna be the ones that's gonna be bring it down. Okay, the end of the world, man, with your foolishness and your Motb and everything that you're trying to push on God's children, man. Okay, that's why God say measure the time diligently in itself, man, because you know that the devil got a short time, man. Who's the devil? So-called white man. All right, because his kingdom is ruled in wickedness, man. It's Matthew 24, man. Okay, because these are things that shall come to pass, man. Okay, it says Shalakia, right? Here we go, right here, verse 6, right? Matthew 24 and 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, right? And shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Okay, and the love of many gonna wax cold because of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a time like no other, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's gonna be very worse than the beginning of the flood, man. Okay, when the Most High flooded the earth, it's gonna be worse than that. It says because iniquity, right, shall abound, right? The love of many shall wax cold, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying? All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, right? Because they try to put you in a concentration camp, try to kill you if you don't get the Motb. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then shall many be offended and shall betray one another, shall hate one another. Many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. Okay, let me go down. It says, 17, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Yeah, because when that stuff goes on, you're not going to be trying to go outside and try to, you know what I'm saying, pick up things from your porch, or, you know, ain't trying to go in the house and scramble to get your new pair of Jordans or whatever. Because when all hell break loose, you're going to be trying to get ghosts, man. It's time to go, man. It's time to flee. Okay, we got to flee. We got to get out of there, man. Okay. It says, right, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Right? Talking about the women who got kids, man. It says, pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor shall ever be. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, man. Okay? So the Most High is going to bring great tribulation, man. Okay? The Most High is going to bring great tribulation, man. And those who receive that mark, okay, which is the Motb, all right? All right? You're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? You're going to be destroyed right along with the rest of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that, you know what I'm saying, this is going to be something you could just say, oh, I got it, and then, you know, I repented. No. Like the Most High said, if you receive the Motb, right, you're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? It says, verse 16, and I heard a great voice, Revelation 16, verse 1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the man which had the Motb, and upon them which worship his image. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the water say, thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged us. But they have shedded the blood of the saints and the prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Lord Yahweh Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, that blasphemed the name of Yahweh, which had power over these plagues. And they repented not, you see. So those who don't repent, you're going to be hit with these plagues, man. You're going to be hit with these calamities. You're going to be hit with these things that's going to come down upon the whole entire world, man. The hour of temptation, man. Okay, it says in his kingdom, right, and the fifth angel, right, poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed in their tongues for pain. Right, verse 11, and they blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. You see? So there you have it, man. Those who don't repent, hey, they're gonna be caught up in Armageddon, man. Okay, so let's go down real quick. Okay, let me go down real quick. Right, we start at verse 13. Right, it says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. Verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. Yeah, because they're going to be trying to you know what I'm saying, get their armors together to try to fight the Most High and his holy angels, man. Right? But this is what the Lord says. It says, verse 15, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. You see? Verse 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And starts in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right? He's gathering the nations. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay, because that's what's happening right now with Iran, Russia, you know what I'm saying, North Korea and China. Okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? All right, Donald Trump just sent missiles over there and bomb, you know what I'm saying, Iran. Okay, and Iran just responded. All right, I think they sent over like 100 missiles towards Israel just not too long ago. Okay, so the war is getting hot, and eventually Russia's going to back Iran. All right, and they're going to end up, you know what I'm saying, all getting together as allies against America, man. And America is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, it says, and into verse 17, and the seventh angel poured out his veil into the Ari. There came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. And verse 18, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were on the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Verse 20, and every ye land fled away, and the mountains were not found, and there fell upon man a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and man blasphemed the Most High because of the plagues of the hail, for the plague therefore was exceeding great. You see, was exceeding great, man. Okay, you know, right? It says, verse 17, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. Okay, and the Statue of Liberty, okay, represents America. Okay, the great whore, all right, it's filled with all kind of abominations and wickedness and all kind of sins. Okay, you know what I'm saying, adulteries and fornications, and you know what I'm saying, all the wickedness that's done up under the sun, right? Who the kings of the earth had been getting waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? It says, verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So, verse 3, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit up on a scarlet colored beast full of names and blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, right? That represents the European Union, all right, NATO. Okay, it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stone and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations, filthiness of her fornication, right? And it says, verse 5, and upon her forehead was name written mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, man. Okay, so America, man, is that great whore, man. Okay, America is that mother of harlots, man. Okay, and the Most High is going to destroy this place in 1 hour, man. All right, as it says in the book of Revelation 18. So if you take that Motb, you're gonna be scorched, okay, with fire, man. Okay, if you receive that Motb. Okay, Revelation 18, right? We going down, right? It says, I'm gonna start at verse verse 6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in 1 day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall beware her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. That's going to be the other nations that are going to see this place on fire when those nukes get shot from one end of the earth to the other. And when those missiles get shot, it shall not miss. Okay, because the Most High is going to be in those nukes to guide his nukes to this place to burn this place up. All right. It says, standing afar off for the fearful torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, right? Nobody wants to deal with America no more. The merchandise of gold and silver, precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of uri and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and orders and ornaments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men and the fruits of the soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all the things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, right? Because everything's gonna be you know what I'm saying, all your goods, all your food, all your everything that y'all take pleasure in right now in America is gonna be gonna be wiped away, man. Okay, it's gonna be no more, man. Okay, because once the Motb get implemented, you ain't gonna have no money. All right, money's not gonna mean nothing, man. You gonna have to get that chip to buy and sell, man. Okay, so a lot of people are gonna be homeless. A lot of people are gonna be on the streets. A lot of women are gonna be bugged out. A lot of people are gonna be fighting for the children, because all hell gonna break loose in the streets with martial law and all these militaries and these helicopters and everything start popping off. It's gonna be like a movie, man. All right, it's gonna be like the movie World War Z, man, when they declare martial law, man. Okay, all right. It says right, verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many trade by sea stood afar off, right, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on her heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all the ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, right? For in 1 hour is she made desolate, okay, because America gonna be stripped desolate. Nothing is going to be over here that's going to be valuable, man, okay? Only the elect, all right, of the men of Israel are going to be the valuable, precious stones in that day, man. The ones that believe in the truth and sincerity, the ones that actually believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai. Those are going to be the precious stones, okay? The great riches, okay? The riches, the knowledge and wisdom, all right, is the great riches at first, okay? But we're going to be the ones that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, going to be glorified, man, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because he said, I shall make a man more precious than gold, man. Okay? So we are the ones going to be looked at as you know what I'm saying, we you know, we are more worthy than America, man. Okay? Because America is a melting pot, man. Okay? It's going to be thrown down with great violence, and it's going to be thrown down with nuclear missiles, man. All right? It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye apostles and prophets, for Yahweh have avenged you on her. You see? And a mighty angel took upon a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, right? Saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. The voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and of trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and craftsman or whatsoever crafty he be shall be found no more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, right? And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for the sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of the prophets and the saints of all that were slain upon the earth. So there you have it, man. All right, the Most High is going to get ready to destroy this place. All right, hope this lesson was edifying, straight to the point. Until the next time I say, do not receive the Motb. Until the next time I say,